man, we never had this when I was in school. And I'm like, man, why don't I get one of these teachers? Although I think this teacher's probably crazy and realizes what a huge mistake she made. But it's a high school in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and there's a lawsuit now, and I understand why.
This is the biggest build-up to a story I've ever heard.
Not me.
This better be good.
Not me.
Tell the story.
This chemistry teacher, well, I was trying to explain where everything is.
Happened in Arizona.
Wait a
There's
minute.
a lawsuit.
Another
I'm telling
family.
you.
She's
There's
been married
a lawsuit.
9 years.
There's a lawsuit.
Let me tell you about this court system first before we go on and tell you the lawsuit.
Winds out of the southwest at 14 miles an hour.
Okay, Lewis, I don't want to hear a word from you. You have no room to talk.
Any more disclaimers before we start the
There was
story?
no disclaimer. I'm telling you, there's a lawsuit at a school in Albuquerque, New Mexico, because a chemistry teacher had an actual sword fight. Had sword fights. Thought this was a good idea.
It's a great idea.
Well, I know, but not if you're the teacher.
I'm on board. What if they call them lightsabers?
And one girl can no longer use her hand and has had to have surgery.
Well,
You know.
there can be only one, Rick.
Well, she was doing a lesson on metal and melding and brought actual swords to class. And now one was, like a fencing sword.
Sure.
And the other one was a samurai sword.
That's awesome.
I know, but you can't do it.
What if you were... Oh, dude, I would have set this up differently. If we're talking metal, I would have had them forge their own swords.
Yeah.
And then Game of Thrones up in this bitch.
Right. She had them rearrange their desks into a fighting ring.
Yes!
She started a timer and had kids battle it out for 2 minutes each.
This is awesome.
This is nuts. What is wrong with her?
I would have moved there just to go to this school. Because then I could be from the north, and when I ask one of these little kids, I'd be like, winter's coming.
I demand a trial by combat.
Yes!
Predictably, they got very into it, the kids. But one 16-year-old girl ended up with a serious gash on her right wrist. It required multiple surgeries, had severed nerves and tendons, and now her hand does not work right.
Dang.
Well,
Oh, enjoy your millions, kid, because you're going to get it.
I guess whole school thing paid off.
No, I don't think she should be able to sue. You shouldn't have gotten a sword fight if you didn't know how to do it.
The teacher said, well, I'm in trouble now, and asked all the kids to delete footage from their phones because they were all recording the fight.
Yeah.
Tampering with evidence.
What, and do you think they did? Did they delete them? No, they went right home and posted it all over social media.
Right?
The fight.
Check out this badass Conan the Barbarian sword twirl I did in chemistry class today.
It was a half an hour before anybody called 911. This girl over here's hands bleeding all over the floor. I mean, what were you thinking? You were thinking that people like Lewis and I would have loved this in school. I
Right?
guess, she's like, oh, they'll love this. Well, of course, but, yeah, so she got fired 2 months later, and the girl's family is seeking an undisclosed amount of money. There you go, man.
Man.
I know. Lewis and I are just like, why couldn't we have been in that class?
I would have.
That's great.
I'd have been all in.
Yeah, absolutely.